Well, here we are again, folks, dragged into the jaws of another Middle East military operation by a president who seems to think launching missiles is easier than answering subpoenas. On June 21st, 2025, Donald Trump, in full return-to-form fashion, ordered a surprise military attack on Iranian targets. No congressional debate, no vote, no national consensus. Just another war by press conference, this time with Iran in the crosshairs. And let's not mince words. Americans aren't buying Trump's narrative. The people have spoken, and they're not just saying no. They are saying heck no. Despite Trump's attempt to manufacture a moment of national unity through missiles and machismo, the American public remains firmly against military action in Iran. The numbers are not only telling, they are damning. According to a YouGov Economist poll conducted June 13th through the 16th, only 16% of Americans wanted U.S. military involvement in the Israel-Iran conflict. A full 60% opposed it. That includes 53% of Trump's own voters who said no thanks to another desert war. The Washington Post June 18th poll didn't help Trump's cause either. Just 25% supported airstrikes, while 45% opposed. And 30% weren't convinced. The Axios YouGov poll found similar skepticism. 60% of all Americans were opposed, including 65% of Democrats, 61% of independents, and even 53% of Republicans. That's not division. That's the consensus. But why should the American people expect anything they say to matter to a president who violates the Constitution on a daily basis? Constitution? What is that? Apparently, Trump has never heard of it. Now let's talk about the law, or the way Trump keeps dancing around it. The U.S. Constitution is crystal clear on the power to declare war. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 11 gives Congress, not the President, the sole authority to declare war. Article 2, Section 2 makes the President Commander-in-Chief, yes, but that doesn't mean he gets to unilaterally start wars. Trump's decision to bypass Congress not only violates the War Powers Resolution of 1973, but it also potentially qualifies as an abuse of executive power. Grounds for impeachment? Constitutionally, yes. Politically, we'll see if anyone in Congress finds their spine this time. Let's be honest, the motives here are as predictable as they are cynical. Diversion from domestic disasters. Trump's facing legal scrutiny, economic criticism, and sliding poll numbers. A war abroad can deflect attention at home. A rally round the flag effect. Launching missiles has historically given presidents a short-term bump in approval ratings. Trump is banking on this. Appeasing defense contractors and allies, increased arms sales, oil price spikes, and regional instability don't hurt everyone, just the average American. Russia warned Trump, and we should have too. Yes, even the Kremlin, which is far from being a bastion of peace and restraint, warned Trump against this move. Why? Because a U.S.-influenced America. Iran war would undermine Russia's strategic partnership with Iran, destabilize Syria, where Russian troops are already spread thin, disrupt oil markets and Moscow's economy along with them, hand the U.S. a bigger stake in the Gulf, pushing Russia out of the chess game. Russia wants to project influence through diplomacy and disinformation, not compete with a U.S. aircraft carrier group in the Strait of Hormuz. This situation created by Trump's reckless decision-making is as bad as it gets. Even MAGA is torn. Yes, a small pocket of Trump's MAGA base supports the strike. YouGov polling shows about 19%. But big names in Trump's orbit, including Steve Bannon, Tucker Carlson, and Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, have publicly broken ranks, calling the strike reckless, unconstitutional, and unnecessary. So not only did Trump go to war without congressional approval, he did it without his base fully behind him. Why is support so low? Because Americans remember Iraq. They remember Afghanistan. And they've had enough. Statistics show that Americans have a fear of escalation. Another endless war? No thanks. Americans have a distrust in crisis narratives. People aren't sold on the imminent threat language. The American people have a preference for diplomacy, sanctions, talks, coalitions. Americans favor solutions that don't come with flag-draped coffins. To be clear, Trump's attack on Iran isn't strength. It isn't strategy. And it certainly isn't what the American people asked for. Donald Trump's June 21st attack on Iran is constitutionally dubious, strategically reckless, and politically unpopular. We can disagree on many things, but the numbers don't lie. America doesn't want this war. And if Congress won't stand up to this kind of presidential overreach, then the people will have to do it themselves, at the ballot box, in the streets, and in the court of public opinion. Listen, y'all, diplomacy is not weakness. War without consent is tyranny. And launching missiles in our name without our permission is not leadership. It's lawlessness. This is Sensible Sue signing off. Keep it safe and sensible out there.